Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashie. Hello, Dashie. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And become a member and all that jazz and raythax.eth domain name. So we'll start off with OMI, and on the day, actually not doing too bad, up about 3.1% on the day, up to 00058. Which, again, by itself isn't necessarily great, but when the rest of the market was flat, down, or severely down, especially in the top 10, I will take what little gains I can get from OMI. Now, despite us being up 3 point whatever percent, we do not have a very good volume. We have about $608,000 today. That is nothing. That is absolutely nothing. So be advised why I'm a little excited about this is because I have news from two whales that are buying a little bit more within the next couple weeks. I won't exactly say how much. I won't exactly say, in what time, but some of them are getting a little bit tired of waiting for that 0004. Like, oh, is it coming? Will it ever come? Hey, aren't they going to do OMI to NFT soon? And a bunch of other stuff. Again, Comey Reese was in Telegram chat the other day. I did a video on that like a day or so ago when it was on Monday. So it was actually yesterday. So I did a video on that when he was talking about everything, and it does seem pretty bullish. Again, he does seem very excited. I don't think he would be going into Telegram and talking about things unless they were happening pretty quickly. Anyway, moving on. So people were asking about how much do you think a gauntlet, filled gauntlet and an empty gauntlet will go for. I think the empty gauntlet will probably just go for maybe like low hundreds. I don't think it's going to be worth that much. The filled gauntlet, again, will probably be a couple hundred to even several hundred. The reason why I don't think we're going to get that much is because people are doing it for the gauntlet. It'll be really cool, but it's really all about that Thanos airdrop. I would say that thinking Thanos would also be, a couple hundred, but the Battle Warrior Thanos, that secret rare airdrop, that's probably going to be $1,200, maybe $1,500 just because of the cost of the gems in order to get that particular airdrop. It's just going to be a lot. Like, I don't think you're going to set on fire $1,300 worth of gems and then go and try to sell it for $800. Now, there is somebody that's like, well, okay, well, I wanted to do that just in order to get the gauntlet. And if you do that for the gauntlet, you don't really care about the Thanos. Again, I just don't think that the gauntlet is going to go for that much. Again, the gauntlet is really cool. It is an inanimate object, though. It is something that is, unless it's on Thanos's, you could still have some fun with it. I just think Thanos is going to be like the best airdrop that we've ever gotten so far. Speaking of the gauntlet and gold stuff, there is a new hashtag going around saying hold the gold, and a lot of people are really using it to talk about their golden moments. I, of course, use it to talk about my Veve gold and silver logo because I don't have too much of those golden moments. I have a couple of sets. I've been a big proponent of Walt. That partner statue, I think, will be, I think it could be 100K in the next bull run. Now, again, I don't have one, so I'm not trying to pump my bags here, but I bring this up for a reason because there was somebody that had posted over on Twitter yesterday. Let me find it for you. It was Chromageddon or at Propaganda saying Luke Secret Rare will flip partner statue, book it. And I wanted to think about that real quick. If you go and you take the market cap for the partner statue, which is well over $10 million, it's an 8-figure market cap. And then you have the market cap for Luke's Secret Rare. It's over $1 million and it's great, but it's so much. Like you have to understand that with the partner statue, you don't have any other cheaper option with Luke. Oh, hey, this Luke's Secret Rare is over $1,000. I don't have that much, but what I could do is I could go and I could make a couple $100. Like you could work a part-time job aside from your full-time job in order to get the things you want. When I was back in the Pokemon days and people were like, hey, how do I get this item? Work more. and that's what I would tell them. I'd be like, okay, well, the best way to do this, if you don't want to sell any of your collection, if you just want to keep on adding and you don't want to trade, you don't want to do this, just work more. Like that's the best thing that I could do. And they did. I had a couple people, and they didn't just do it for a couple $100. They would do it for several months, get an extra like $8,000 and buy the things that they wanted. That's really what I would say people could do here. If they don't have the extra $1,000, a lot of people can scrounge up an extra couple $100 for that ultra rare. Because again, you do have that cheaper option available. And even if you don't have that, you have the cheaper option available, which is the one that I think is really undervalued right now. So I bought one today. It was just the rare Luke Skywalker. It's the one that is animated, it has sound, it's really cool. Now, be advised, we could get another Luke Skywalker. Like this is a Luke Skywalker that we have, but we have different versions of Groot. We have the Holiday Groot, and then we have the other slightly older version of Groot for the holiday special that we had. Like the next year after. So and we're gonna have another version of Groot in the Marvel Mighties. I'll get to that in a minute. But like I'm saying right now, if we're talking about Grails, I think that Luke Secret Rare is a future Grail. I think that the partner statue has already achieved that Grail status. And if you take a look at, again, just the market caps, it's just going to take a long time in order for Luke to get up to there. I'm not saying that he won't. A point in Luke's favor is that you just have nostalgia. Now everyone knows Mickey Mouse. Like everyone. Like you would have to probably go to a different planet in order to find someone that doesn't know at least who Mickey Mouse is. Whether you like him or not is a completely different story. That being said, what's everyone's favorite movie? Comment down below. I don't think anyone's favorite movie has anything to do with Mickey Mouse. It might be a Disney property, and it might be something. It could be like Frozen, could be Encanto, it could be even Star Wars. Again, Star Wars is a Disney product, but I don't know how many people actually love movies. Oh, this is my favorite movie because of Mickey Mouse. Now, you could have a favorite Mickey movie. There are multiple ones of those, multiple shows and all that jazz. But there's a lot of people who's out there whose favorite movies are Star Wars. Like the movie in general, not just, oh, he's in my favorite Star Wars movie, but just the fact that their favorite movies are Star Wars in general. So you just have that like nostalgic factor. Yes, everyone knows and loves Mickey, but they like intimately know and love Luke. Like, y'all think Veve peeps are insane? Star Wars peeps are absolutely insane with the trivia and knowledge that go just beyond the movies as well as the actors as well. Speaking of which, I'm not the only one buying. We have someone named Blounton or Blounton1 over on Twitter saying, I'm rich in 2 years, who has 40 Luke Skywalkers, which if bought at retail was about $2,400. So people spending a couple grand on the rares. And this person also has an Ultraman 7 on there. 40 of them, actually. And I saw a couple people in the comments saying, you know, why Ultraman? Well, I mean, just be advised, guys, that Ultraman is huge in Asia. Like, absolutely bananas. Like, if you do a quick Google search from 1966 to 1987, over 21 years, they had spent about $18 billion. Now, that's adjusted for inflation, just on Ultraman stuff. That's like $850 million a year. That's a lot. So I would say, yeah, Ultraman, especially that Ultraman 7 that he had, is pretty scarce. You even have somebody else, Jeremy Lyons, who has 161 of those. Again, people have been stacking these for quite some time. It will pay off. Again, David and Dan weren't in Asia just for like their health. They didn't do like a month-long business trip in there. You probably can guess that localization will be coming. Is it going to be this year? I don't know. Will it be next? Will we definitely have it next year? Yes, I would bet any amount of money on that. Anyway, moving on. So speaking of whales getting into OMI before, I should have put this at the start of it, but we do have Tropical Bird over on Twitter saying, my first ever OMI purchase, I bought low to test out the process. Not bad overall. There were high gas fees to transfer my Tether USDT from Coinbase to BitForex. They took more than half of my deposit. Next, I plan to buy more OMI and figure out how to send my OMI to my ledger. And she had also said a huge shout out to Sleeping Comics. Be advised, Tropical is a girl. They had posted something, I think like a month ago, saying, and y'all thought I was a bro. And then just like a selfie confirming that she is in fact a woman. She'll be coming on the podcast tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to subscribe for that. That'll be a really fun podcast. Again, if you don't know her, she just happens to have a bunch of those secret rare comics. Most famously, the Amazing Fantasy number 15, first appearance of Spider-Man, and then that Ultimate Fallout secret rare, that first appearance of Miles Morales. Speaking of first appearances, Veve had a first appearance today showing up on a comic. It was the first appearance of Rocket the Raccoon. Didn't do that well, sold maybe about 3,000 of these, maybe a little bit more, but only about 21,000 for Veve, so not a ton. But if you go and you take a look, this is the first appearance of Rocket the Raccoon in a comic. You could even see it in Incredible Hulk number 271 on the CGC grade, on the label over there. The reason why I say in the comic is because Rocket the Raccoon happened to be first appeared in a magazine, but this is just in the comic. It's still, I think, really cool. All right, speaking of which, we got to get to the Marvel Mighties. Okay, why haven't we got it? Chavez, you've been talking about this for 2 weeks. Yeah, I know. I'm really excited. I think it's really just because they had some issues on Saturday with the crafting that rolled into Sunday, and then they had issues again on that Sunday, barely fixing it within an hour before the release of Lambo. Thankfully, they got that off before the release of that. And I think that really just put them behind. That's why you haven't had any drops this week for physical statues. You have you had the first appearance of Rocket today, and then you're going to have the first appearance of Franklin Richards on Thursday. That's only 5,000 copies of that, which I think is really, really small, just because Franklin Richards is such a powerful character. He's one of the most powerful characters in Marvel Comics. He's just the son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Cannot wait for that. They're really setting up for Secret Wars. Like, you have a lot of Fantastic Four just items in this particular, just in this app. And again, this is, I know we have not really been treated to a really good Fantastic Four movie. Guarantee you we will. Comment down below if you're excited to see Adam Driver as him. Anyway, Marvel Mighties. I really want to stack Rocket. I think a bunch of other people are probably going to stack Groot just because, again, he won't be first appearance, even though he is like different from we don't have the old school Groot. So be advised that the Groot that you saw in Guardians 1, the one, obviously it's all been acted by Vin Diesel, but the Groot you saw in Guardians 1 did technically die. This Groot is a offspring. It's not like in the comics where Rocket would go and just take a twig or a piece of Groot and then just regrow him and it'd just be the same Groot. No, this is just completely different. So when he goes and does different things, and this is why you see him look really different in the movie and why you see him just do a bunch of crazy things with crazy new powers, it's because he is a different Groot. So that being said, I think Groot is going to get, I think a lot of people are going to stack him. I think a lot of people are going to stack Rocket. I'm really going for Rocket. I wanted to get, again, I had like 460 gems. I put, 60 gems in today just for Luke Skywalker. I'm going to get the whole set, however much they may be. I'm really hoping it's not like a 10 collectible set like it was for Eternals, just because it's just a lot more to collect and the blind boxes get really, really crazy at that point. An airdrop would be really cool. I'd try to get, a couple of those at least. But after I do get at least one set, I will be stacking those Rockets. I don't know if I'm going to go crazy on the sub 100s. It really depends what he is. If he's like an ultra rare and, he's going to be like $40, it's like, okay, I can't really stack too many of him. I might just get one sub 100 and that's it. Anyway, moving on. Oh, Mr. MC1 put out a poll today saying, "Hi Veve fam, do you plan to either one of four options, craft a gauntlet with the Eye of Agamotto secret rare, craft a gauntlet with the any other Eye of Agamotto, now they're going to hold the stones or not into stones or the gauntlet," and you had 23% of people say that they're going to craft the gauntlet with the secret rare. 30% of people said they're going to craft it with just a normal Eye of Agamotto, not the secret rare. 8% of people said they're going to hold the stones, and 39% of people said that they're not into the stones or the gauntlet in general. So the people that are going to go and and burn it and snap those fingers, only 23% are using that for the secret rare Eye of Agamotto. So it's very possible that these can be super scarce. You're probably going to get under 1,000 of them, I would say. So weird things that people are stacking. I don't want to show who this is. I really have their permission. I didn't ask them, but they have 150 of those bat signals, and I was like, oh my god, that's bananas. So comment down below all your weird stacks that people wouldn't think, like, oh, you're stacking that? That's interesting. Again, just comment down below. I'm really curious. Also, Veve Digital Collectibles had said update to resolve the issue where the Soul Stone cannot be purchased from the market on mobile. Please manually quit the app and restart. The app version should display as version 1.246.0.2 on the profile screen. Thank you. Also, shout out to Marvel for announcing that Spider-Man 4 will appear in late 2025. I'm super excited about that. It's one of the only other 4 movies that they're going to do. Unless you make like $1 billion, like Spider-Man 3, you're really not going to get a 4th movie. They did Thor 4, Love and Thunder, which is why I really think those posters are really undervalued, because there's not a ton of them. There's only like 537 of them. And a buddy of mine has like 45% of the entire circulating supply. So they're super scarce. But anyway, unless your 3rd movie makes like $1 billion, you're not going to get a 4th one. I mean, I don't know if I don't think Guardians will make $1 billion. It'll do several hundred million, but I'm really curious to see how they're going to put all of this and tie it into Secret Wars. But Spider-Man 4, I think Kraven the Hunter is rumored to be the main villain on that. Oh, so we do have some Soul Stone crafting updates. As of yesterday, 9,876 collectibles have been sacrificed or burned for the Soul Stone. The top 10 burned so far are Holiday Groot, Elektra, Invisible Woman, Elektra again, Thor, Storm, Holiday Groot, Thor again, Invisible Woman, and Doc Ock. So a bunch of these. Obviously, the Elektras and the Invisible Womans were the common and the uncommon, and then the Groots were the uncommon and the rare. That's because so the common and the uncommon as well. He only had the rare. That was for the Holiday Groot. Again, a lot of them were just that because they were all, I think, like $6 or $7. All of these ones had pumped up to like $11 just because everyone was buying them in order to craft. But again, you could buy a Soul Stone, I think, for like $9 now. Pretty cheap. In the macro, we have Amazon going and saying, picture this, you're immersed in a virtual world and buying awesome real-world merch at the same time. With Amazon Anywhere, you can discover and buy physical products inside virtual worlds, video games, or apps. So I went and checked out the video on it. It's only about 1.5 minutes if you want to go take a look. And they did partner with Niantic to go and have some really cute animals, cute little beings, creations, whatever you call it. And you go there and you can click, you have to sign into your Amazon account, which is weird. So you go and you want to capture it, or you see something really cool and you want to buy a shirt of it. You can do that. Again, you have to sign into your Amazon account, which is a little annoying. And then you also have to go and, if you buy like a shirt of this little squiggly guy that's on his, that's on your lawn, whatever it is, it doesn't really have anything to do with the game. It's just something that you buy that, oh, hey, this is a character that I saw in, Amazon Anywhere, and I'm buying it on a shirt. So I think they really could do a lot more bridging the physical and the digital world, or the phygital stuff. I really think that could be done a lot better with better IP. Again, the little guy that you saw on there looks like a alien Dalmatian. He's like black and white, but he just doesn't have and he's like an ant. Well, anyway, it's a really good start, but I think that there could be a lot other stuff that could be done, again, especially with Veve. I think Veve can do a ton with this. Oh, so if you're wondering why you don't see any of those burned editions on the Electras or on the Groots, the metadata will be updated at some point. Veve posted and said, we will make an announcement when you can officially see the burned editions of each collectible directly tied to crafting and burning mechanic for this collection. So I think the way they worded that was really interesting, because they say, oh, yes, we're going to see the burned editions of each collectible directly tied to the crafting and burning mechanic for this collection. As in, there may be more collections that you might be able to burn these things for. So again, I'm just throwing that out there. It could just be me speculating, but I think we could have multiple different things that we burn for. Oh, there was a little bit of FUD that saying Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Would never come to Veve because of a suit they had with Alfred Kahn years ago. Be advised, the first thing you Google when you go there says, now, almost a year to the day after 4Kids was rocked by the news that their Japanese partners were walking away, the two sides have resolved this dispute. Boom, done. And they lived happily ever after. So when you hear FUD like that, it's mostly people that just don't do their research. And as soon as you do literally 8 seconds of research, oh, hey, they had an issue, they resolved it within a year, done. So I'm not saying that there aren't things that we shouldn't be critical about, but again, these knee-jerk reactions to unsubstantiated FUD is a little ridiculous. So I mean, if y'all want to sell, like I said, if you have OMI on the app that you're looking to sell, I'll 100% buy it. If you have Marvel Mighties that are sub 100s, I'll 100% buy them for the right price. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashie. Bye-bye, Dashie. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, meow, meow. Gyarados. Meow.